Welcome back to the channel, folks. Today we're tying a variant on the alley shrimp. Posted a picture of this on Facebook a couple of days ago and has had a lot of likes, nearly 400 likes so far. So this is just my version with some shrimp eyes on it. So it's the turbo alley shrimp with some slight changes. But yeah, let's get stuck right into it and see how it goes. So in the vise, folks, we've got a Partridge Patriot size 8 double salmon hook, and starting off with some red Uni 8O, 6 or 7 wraps down to get us started, and then we're going to come in with a red UTC wire, and this is going to form the tag on the fly and also the rib on the body. So running this, when you actually catch it in properly, running this all the way down to between the point and the barb, and basically what we're going to do from there is get 3 to 4 turns depending on your preference and then lock this into place. As always, folks, coming up and in between the two hooks and then running the thread up all the way along, and then you're going to fold this back, securing that tag in nice and strong. Okay, so at this point we're coming in with some bucktail, and to no one's surprise it's red bucktail. Pick your length, this can be shorter, longer, depending on your preference. Don't go over the top, again as always there's a danger in overdressing slightly bigger double sized hooks. Catch this on, good couple of turns, lock it in place and you'll be good to go. So catching on some crystal flash at this point, again just doing something a little bit different, going with some black crystal flash on the back end. Just one piece, couple of wraps down, fold it back, and that will give you your locked in 2 pieces of flash that you need, and then cut these to a length that you're comfortable with once that's locked in place. Once you've got your crystal flash locked into place, it's a bit of a tidy up exercise. Get this bucktail nice and locked in, nice smooth body that's all well balanced. Get to the front and cut this away at a slight angle to give you a taper towards the front of the fly. Okay, so at this point we're adding on the shrimp eyes. Pick your length, these are black medium. You can get them from a bunch of different companies, Vineyards, Future Fly. These are from a Danish company, Easy Shrimp Eyes. Key thing to do here is get a pair of pliers and flatten that bit of plastic that you're going to be tying in on each side. It'll just help balance the body so much more whenever you do that. So yeah, get these nice and locked in. I would also recommend putting some super glue onto the thread once you start to tie forward, just to make sure these aren't going to go anywhere. Okay, good stuff. Once you've got your eyes locked in, you're coming in with your first of your flosses. This is just a red floss, standard red floss at this point. Nice and flush up against the eyes and up against the tag at the back. You want this to all be as tight as possible. So catch this in, catch it up to about the midpoint of the fly, and then you can look to start wrapping the body. Just make sure at this point, folks, these are nice tight wraps, nice and close together, spreading the floss and giving you a nice balance to the body and full coverage of the thread underneath. When you get to that halfway point, catch in the floss. I'm going to catch this to full length, again giving balance to the fly as it comes back down. You want this to be nice and even, and chop away at the front. And then I'm going to catch in the Chinese red, which if you've seen Chinese red floss you won't miss in a hurry. Run this back down to where you finished off with the other floss, bring your thread back up, and then you can do the second section of the body, which is obviously a lot brighter given the change in colour. Okay, once you've caught in your Chinese red floss at the front, you can then look to bring up your red wire rib. Nice straight turn at the back, and then you can decide for yourself on spacing. So I went for 5 to 6 turns on these flies. Catch the wire in at the front, nice and tight, good front and back wraps. Hold your thread nice and tight once you've done this, and you can look to bend and break away the wire for a nice clean finish. Okay folks, so up next we're coming in with a dyed red golden pheasant tippet, which traditionally is the shrimp eyes on this Ali's shrimp, but obviously we're doubling up, so it's the turbo eyes, but it's a mainstay for the fly, so it stays on as far as I'm concerned. So going with the whole feather, taking away any rubbish that you don't need, roll the fibre, and then look to catch it in nice and tight. Pick the length that you want. I've tried to keep it within the eyes, and then chop away nice and tight that bit at the bottom that you don't need, and then tidy up anything that's sitting forward. From there you can then catch in your crystal flash. This is the traditional plain crystal flash, just one strand again, couple of ties down, fold it back, and then cut to the length that you want. Okay, so second last fibre we're adding on is some red Arctic fox. Not a lot at this point, just a small pinch. Very nice mobile fibre on at the wing area that will certainly move around a fair amount when moving through the water and hopefully attract some fish to it. Advice when using this fibre, comb out any underfur and cut it to the length that you want before tying it on. Just makes everything a whole lot easier. Okay folks, last fibre we're putting on is a fairly large red genetic cock hackle, and just tying this in tip first at around about the midpoint because I want the larger part of the hackle on the fly. Just tying this in, folding it back, locking it in nice and tight. When it comes to wrapping the hackle around the fly, especially with these bigger hackles, make sure you're folding this back. I've actually licked my fingers and folding this hackle back. Nice tight turns, one on top of each other, one in front of each other. Just to make sure this is nice and compressed and all the fibres are going in the right direction. The amount of hackle you put on is very much personal preference and also quality of the fibre. Once you've got as much as you want, catch it in, make a space, and then you can cut away that waste end. Fold it back if you can, depending on the thickness of the fibre. We'll just lock it in nice and tight. And at this point, folks, very much the home straight. It's tidy everything up, fold the fibres back that need to be folded back, and look to form your head. I wouldn't go over the top at this stage, but you certainly want a reasonable head on this that you can varnish nicely. And once you're comfortable with the head that you've got, just come in and whip finish. And that's the fly, folks, the Turbo Alley shrimp with its shrimp eyes. Hope you enjoyed that. Again, I was quite surprised at the response that this fly got when posted online, but certainly good fun to tie. Hopefully get a few fish. If you enjoyed the video, as always, please like, subscribe, hit the bell, drop a comment, all that good stuff. And until next time, cheers.